What up, world? It's Big G Anthony, and I want to take this opportunity to welcome you to my webinar today. Today, I'm going to show you how I traveled to 4 different countries for under $1,000 and how you can do the same. Let me ask you guys a question. Have you ever wanted to travel the world, create new experiences, and check off things on your bucket list, but felt that you couldn't due to budgetary constraints? Well, I felt the exact same way until I ran across this opportunity that allowed me to create the time and freedom that I wanted for myself and my family, and I'm going to show you how to utilize the same tools. Again, my name is George Anthony. My friends call me Big G Anthony. And for quite some time, I just was stuck spinning my wheels, feeling complacent, up until I decided to take massive action to become a pilot, which led me to travel the world. And I feel that it's my duty to show you guys how you can do the exact same thing and take your life back into your own hands. The first thing you must do is stop dreaming and start doing. I used to feel the same way. I've been in my profession for over 18 years. And I felt that it would take me up until my 25th year until I could retire before I can start doing the things and get the freedom that I need to go out and create the lifestyle that I want. But why wait? Why can't I do it now? Why can't I have it now? There are people that are out there doing the things that I want to do at the age that I'm at and creating the life that they want to create. So I took the time to start developing myself. And I'm going to show you how to do the exact same thing. Like most of you, I was told, get good grades, go to school, go to college, get a job. And I did all those things. I did things the right way. I was a football All-American in high school. Blue chip, was able to obtain, lucky enough, to obtain a scholarship to a Division I school, to where I've played 4 years and lettered, believing and had my dream that I was going to go off and play professional football. Of course, that didn't happen, like most athletes at my age that don't go off and play in the NFL. There's only a small few. So once I was able to grasp that, I took my degree, I went out, and I entered my profession. I worked there for 18 years. I got into this bubble of complacency to where I stopped working out. I stopped eating healthy. I stopped doing the things that made George Anthony, which allowed me to put on over 100 pounds because I did not love myself anymore. I was not out doing the things that created happiness and motivation for me. I just was going to work, providing for my family, and living my life. Until I start feeling this urge in myself to go and do something different. There's more out there than what I currently was doing. I had to make a decision. This is me on one of my trips, and I took a look at the picture and I said, wow, this isn't the George that I remember. I have to get back to that person. What things can I do to get back to the person that I used to be happy, to be working out, to eat healthy? So I started Googling and researching and found out about personal development, getting your mind, your body, and your spirit all balanced so that you can go and live the life that you want to live. I started listening to Grant Cardone. I started listening to Gary Vaynerchuk. I started listening to motivational speakers such as Zig Ziglar, Jim Rohn, Eric Thomas, and started taking from those experiences and applying it to myself, which got me to moving and back in the gym and doing the things that I needed to do to get my life on the track that I needed to go. So I took that first leap of saying, I want to become a pilot. I obtained my pilot's license, which gave me that itch when I was up flying down the coast of Palm Beach, looking at over the ocean, seeing the outline of the Bahamas, that I want to start traveling more. I found an opportunity that it gave me the ability to travel more, And the first place I went was to Jamaica. While in Jamaica, looking at those beautiful beaches, I was able to sit back and enjoy the breeze and go swim with the dolphins. Something that I've always wanted to do. I lived in Florida my entire life. I've only looked at a dolphin through an aquarium and watched them at SeaWorld when they were tossing fish to them. Now I actually got to touch one. It brings on a whole new experience when you accomplish something that is a dream that you thought that you would never be able to do. And it gives you an itch to go off and do more and more. You create that hunger. And now I'm at the point where I'm living the adventure that I want to live. I'm taking the action that I want to take. You have to find your why. Why is it that you want to change your current situation? Is it your family? Is it your significant other? Or is it just that you are unhappy with your current situation? You have to find that drive, that hunger that's going to get you up at 3 o'clock in the morning to go take that run or go to the gym or not take that drink of alcohol when you're out with your friends. My why was my kids and my family. My why was getting back to who George Anthony really was, because I had became a person that was very cynical and negative because I did not love myself. If you don't love yourself, you can't love anyone else. So I had to take the steps to get my 4 pillars back in balance, which was my spirituality, my fitness, my personal development, and my overall health. Once I acknowledged those 4 things, and I was able to get those things in balance, I was able to lose over 75 pounds. And I'm still working on getting back down and getting my sexy back to where I'm walking around at about 215. If you know what I'm feeling there, action takers. How I saved money when I traveled to the other 3 countries, Paris, Spain, and Dominican Republic. When I went to Paris, one of my excursions was to the Louvre, and I was able to sit back and see the Mona Lisa for the first time. The only time I've ever seen this painting was in a history book. And it brought on a whole different experience to see this painting on the wall that I thought was bigger. It's actually a little small little painting, but it carries so much significance with history. I've learned the history behind it, how it's been destroyed or attempted to be destroyed over 50 different times. They have it behind a bulletproof glass because the last attempt was back in 1970 when somebody came in and tried to shoot through it. And while walking through, I was able to see for the first time Venus de Milo. Those that knows the statue with the arms that cut off and the statue standing there, I've only seen this in books of art. And again, to stand there next to this after only seeing it in a book and seeing the details in the carvings, it just brings on a whole different experience of there's more out here for us to see, for us to do. When I went to Spain, beautiful architecture. The sunsets there was a violet, it looked like, in the sky. But the most important thing that stood out to me when I was there, we ate at a restaurant that was over 300 years old. I'm like, man, I didn't even know there was a structure that was still standing that old, let alone a restaurant. But we walked in, you can see how small the hallways were and how small the people were back then. And you look at the steps and the indentation in the steps, you could see were feet walking up and down these steps for over 300 years. Again, it lets us know, living here in America with our history, we're still babies compared to the rest of the world. And finally, the Dominican Republic. The beaches there were just beautiful. And I know I've mentioned my other 3 places, but the food there was just delicious. It was something that when you go, what most people look at is food, beaches, clothing. I got all 3 of those things in the 4 places that I visited. And it's something that I'll never forget, and this is why. What I'm speaking to you about tonight is something that you must take action on if you're one of those that want to do things now rather than later. When preparation meets opportunity, that's when we create our luck. So let me ask you guys a question. When it comes to preparing for a trip, what are the most difficult things that we have to sit here and deal with? Hotel planning, food planning, packing, scheduling our flights, all these things that come into play when it comes to go to a trip. And I'm only 2.5 hours away from Orlando. What if there was a place or an opportunity that would do all these things for you, that will plan your trip, that will plan your meals, that will plan your excursions, and then give you a guide internationally that will show you around? What if there was a business that would do this for you? And it is. It's called Dream Trips. It's a local community of people that love to travel, that are happy, that brings together like-minded individuals that enjoy creating experiences with their loved ones. Well, I know what you're going to ask. Our Dream Trips are a member-based membership. Now, I'm going to show you just a couple sample examples of our actual trips. These are actual trips that you can book this year at this price point. Now, I know you're going to say, well, Big G, how do you get these prices so low? Well, it's simple. Our business model is just like Costco and BJ's. We go out, we buy in bulk, and we bring the savings back to the membership, just like you do with Costco. There's a lot of memberships out here that you guys go and shop at Costco just for the wholesale price of food and other products that you buy. We just apply it to travel. Now, how much is it going to cost to join our membership, this Freedom Lifestyle Club that we're in? It's very simple. We have 2 major products, Gold and Platinum. Just a couple examples of what Gold offers you is what we call Rate Shrinker, which is a proprietary computer software that we monitor your hotel rate and airfare when you book. And if it drops to a lower price, the computer automatically refunds you the difference and book you at a lower rate. You don't have to ask. It's automatically done for you. Now that's amazing. The second thing that we have is our online shopping. You guys shop every day online anyway, so why not earn points that you can utilize to also drop your lowly discounted trip to a lower price by utilizing points that you earn from shopping online. Lastly, you get your own concierge service. I've used this a few times to where I was trying to show my wife a good time. We couldn't get into a restaurant, so I called up the concierge service and said, hey, I'm trying to get into this restaurant. They call me back 5 minutes later, say, hey, Big G, you're booked and ready to go. So you have your own personal concierge that you can call to make reservations for you, that can book your trips for you, and do other things for you just by picking up the phone and dialing the 1-800 number. Now, for those of you that just love to be the cream of the crop in the status quo, you have our Platinum membership. Now, this offers the same products and services as our Dream Trips Gold, but also you get what we have, VIP services, to where you book a trip and you can get your trip 3 to 4 days earlier than anyone else because you're a Platinum member. Secondly, you get emergency evacuation so that if you're on a trip and God forbid you get injured, instead of having medical services in that country, you get automatically flown back to the U.S. to where you can have your medical services here in the U.S. instead of in another country. Finally, you get roadside assistance that's given to you for free. So the roadside assistance that you're paying extra for on your insurance already, you can do away with that, and anywhere you go, even internationally, you have roadside assistance. Now, how much does it cost for both of these products? Our Dream Trip Gold is $227 down, $57 a month. Our Dream Trips Platinum is $479 down and $99 a month. But for a limited time, if you take action now, we have a $99 down. You pick your product. Man, this is just an amazing deal. For all you action takers out there, I suggest that you take action right now. Now, this comes to the end of my webinar. I want to say to you guys, it's 2019. Do you see yourself traveling the world and doing it on a shoestring budget? Do you see yourself adding experiences and memories so that your family can have things to talk about and create with one another? I suggest that you take action now. Don't do the same thing over and over again. Stop spinning your wheels. Definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and getting the same result. It's time to make things different in 2019. So I suggest you guys take action. Click the link below, follow through, pick the country that you're in, and follow the directions. I see you guys on the other side, and welcome to Team All Action. Peace.